Hey everyone, and welcome to Motion Mondays right here on Adobe Live. Thank you so much for joining us. Motion Mondays, we're going to be talking video workflows for both Premiere as well as After Effects. Today, we're going to be focusing mostly inside of After Effects, working on Mogrts. And thank you for all of you for joining. I do see some people in the chat. Hey Jack, hey Alejandro, Oliver. Thanks so much. Hey Brem. Thank you everyone for being here. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on YouTube and give a follow over on Instagram at Adobe Live as well. My name's Alex Hogue. I'm going to be your host for the next few minutes, next 90 minutes, not a few minutes. And we're hanging out here with Pixipui, who a lot of you have probably met before. Pixi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, of course, of course. And so you are a character concept artist, 3D modeler, animator. What's your title? And you work Pixipui Productions in London?
Yes, I do. I'm a full-on Londoner. I think I might be one of the few Brits on the American side of the Adobe Live channel.
Okay.
But yes, my full title, I guess, is a 2D, 3D generalist. Yeah.
Woo. Awesome.
Um,
And then what are we going to be talking about here today?
Today we're going to be going over how to make Mogurts, how to make them fully customizable. So when we go into Premiere later, you'll be able to take what you've made in After Effects with your newfound knowledge, jazz it up, and add the Mogurt to your cut down. Yeah, that's a lot. We've got a lot of things going on. A cut down video in Premiere. So making a Mogurt, customizing your Mogurt, adding it to a cut down video in Premiere Pro.
Love it. Thanks so much for that. And what for all of our viewers here that may not be familiar, what is a Mogrt?
A Mogurt, in without it being shortened down, is a motion graphic, pretty much, or an animated. Well, motion graphic is animated, isn't it? That's in the name. Huh.
Yeah, it's like a template build out.
Yeah. So making your own template build for a program that technically doesn't really have those abilities, but you're kind of allowing it to do so. It's really, really cool. So you
Awesome.
could use it to have custom titles or reusable titles for like a vlog or a certain Instagram reel that you're making or things along that line.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much for being here. In your day-to-day work, I know you do a ton of streaming here on Adobe Live, but what's your typical day-to-day? What kind of work are you doing?
I'd say today or nowadays, I tend to do a lot of 3D animation based things, although lately I have been doing a lot more 2D based animations within After Effects and Adobe Animate and even Photoshop, which has been a really, really fun endeavor. And like you said, I have been teaching on Adobe Live Community before. So I have a series called Animation 101, 201, and 301, where we pretty much go over how to make cool, fun, animated animations in almost all of the programs that we have on Adobe, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out Pixipu's work, definitely go check it out. She's what we got on Behance, Instagram, Twitter, all at Pixipu.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a look. And with that, what are we looking at here? And I'm gonna let you go ahead and jump right into it.
Okay, awesome. Also, hi, Jack. Hi, Oliver. Good to see you. Hello, Reverb Mike. Hello,
Yeah, welcome
Alejandro.
everyone. If you do have questions along the way, be sure to throw them into the chat, and myself and Pixipu will do our best to answer them. And if we don't know the answer, we'll see if we can find you an answer. But got a lot of knowledge here, so
To be honest, it is always fun learning together.
oh yeah, things always come up too. So
Nice to see you as well, Brem. So let's say we're starting with a After Effects composition, bearing in mind that I already know that I want to do a cut down. So I want to turn a bigger video, like a landscape, into something more suitable for Instagram. So I'm going to make my composition with that in mind. So we'll go to new composition. You could call it something. I'm going to call it Purikura, which is what we're going for today. You know, those really cute, you tend to see it in Japan mainly, but we've got some over here now. Those photo booths where you get to sit in and then you get to add little cute stickers to your face and stuff. We're going to do
hmm
that.
super fun.
Oh, yes. So I'm going to call it Purikura Mogurt. I'm just going to call it Mog. And the size for the reel that I'm after is 1080 to 1920. But if you've got a different size, you could totally do that beforehand. You don't need to, and we'll go through why later. But to make it a little bit easier, this is what I'm going to do. And I think maybe 15 seconds is okay. It seems like a really long time. I don't think my video clip is that long, but sometimes it's nice to give yourself that choice. And we'll just go with okay. Now we don't have anything in here. We just have the video size that we want, which is fine because I'm going to add some stuff to it. Bearing in mind, if the background's a little bit too distracting or you kind of just want to turn it off, you could put another color in there, but bear in mind, once you put it into Premiere, that's going to kind of be on there covering your work unless you animate it. So for now, been there before, had that mistake, don't want to do it again. So I've got my Mogrt, I've got all of my stuff. I think the first thing I'm going to do is maybe make the text file. And just in case your After Effects doesn't look like mine, we can prepare it in advance. We'll go to Window, Workspace, and turn on Essential Graphics. That's going to give you this little panel here, which we're going to get to in due time. I'm going to click on New and make a text box. And I'll call it upper text. It doesn't really matter what you put here. It's more for whoever's going to be using this template afterwards. So I've got upper text. If your text is not centered, you can always go to the Properties tab. If you can't see it, maybe scroll down. It might just be really, really low down there. Go to
Lots of windows.
Always. Even when I remove them, they always come back. You can go to the paragraph.
Which is a key thing too. Like definitely the central graphics window, make sure to open that. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to figure out where to put all this into.
It's true. And then you're like, I made something pretty, but I can't put it in. So we got paragraph. And you're used to seeing the aligned text now, so you can pick where you want it to be aligned. Bearing in mind, I believe this will indicate how the user in Premiere is going to be doing it as well. And I'm going to put it in a predefined place. Okay, cool. Really basic. That's fine. And we've got this. What do we do now? First, think about what you want your user to do with this Mogrt. Do you want them to be able to change the text? Do you want them to add color to it? Do you want them to add a stroke, take away the stroke, to hide the text, make the text visible? You can customize all of this. Just think about what you want it for first. I know that I kind of want it to put the year on it. So we can, with our essential graphics open, make sure that it knows what composition we're doing this from. So you can select a comp, pick your comp name here. Now it's ready to see all of our stuff. And I'm actually going to add a group because we're going to have loads of things on here. So by the time we're taking it out, it's going to be a little bit simpler to see it.
So a group's a good kind of way to just structure it and make it nice and clean and organized, which we like. We like that here in After Effects. And hello to Uma Korn. Good to see you in the chat.
Hi, Uma.
All right. So the reason we'd be doing this particular Mogrt, or why we'd be creating this, is typically for someone who's maybe less experienced on the After Effects side of things and wants something easier to manipulate, or maybe you have to do it a whole bunch of times and change names like on lower thirds or something like that. What are the typical things you'd want to change? Fonts, colors, positions?
I think those are the main ones, as well as visibility, because if you're so ahead of the game that you know, maybe if I give this template everything and all I have to do is turn off what I don't want or turn on what I do want, it will stop me from having to go back and make another one. So that way, if I did have a lower third, I could technically have a lower third, an upper third, all the thirds all in one, and just have them toggled to a visibility switch. That way, I don't have to keep adding in loads and loads and loads of Mogrts into Premiere Pro.
Yes, exactly. Hello, Marlon. Yep. And Mega. Hello. Welcome. Feel free to throw your questions into the chat. as we continue down this road with Pixipui, who's showing us how to do Mogrts.
So we've just made a group, and I did see Oliver say I'm not going to have any animation suggestions. I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten what you did, Oliver. Yes, so we've got our upper text group. Now I'm going to say what I want it to be able to do for the user, like me and Alex were just saying. So I'm going to drag the source text in. So now the left-hand side is what we're telling the user. Let's say change upper text, which doesn't affect this side because that's for the person looking at it. But now I know if I go here and I do something up here, it's going to affect the actual work itself inside Premiere, which is great. So now we know it can do the upper text.
And really quick, show us one more time. How did you get that text up top in the editable window for our template?
Yes. So I opened my layer first. If you're not sure what types of parts of your layer is able to go in there, rather, at the top you can see solo supported properties. If you click that, it's going to open everything in your layer that you're actually able to put in there to be able to be customized. And we want source text. So by grabbing there's a lot of
so I just wanted to pause and kind of call attention there, because a lot of times people start out with Mogrts and they try to drag the actual layer of the text like right up top, and that I guess it works now, but on a lot of features you actually have to toggle it down and select which property, aka the source text specifically, but not always. It looks like they've updated some things as well, but if you ever have trouble bringing that up, I've noticed, make sure you're selected on the correct property.
Thank you, Alex. It's a very good point, actually. I do have a question for the chat, actually. Since we have to make some cute stuff and I'm not going into Photoshop this time, can I have, like, what cute things can you think of? Think of sticker-like things, like a star or a heart. So give me a shape and give me a color, maybe a flower. We'll see what we can do with the pen tool. And hopefully I can make something cute.
I'm already thinking all kinds of things.
I'm ready to hear them.
You know, big eyes, cute eyes, stars, hearts.
Yes.
Let's see what we got. Oh, Mike says a sandwich. Sandwiches can be cute. Maybe we'd have to give it some googly eyes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Already it was a mistake. That's fine.
Hello, Alessandra. Welcome to the chat.
So now we've got our change text. I want to change the position as well. So I'm going to drag this up here and I'm putting it inside the group for upper text because we're going to have lots of different things on here. So now the upper text can do all of this. But I will say, as a prerequisite, just in case we do something later on, let's say you've animated your text. I don't know, maybe you've gone and done something like this and you're like, oh, okay, this is great. It's already moving. How can I then put that into Premiere Pro? Because I've kind of already done stuff to it. You can actually go to pre-compose, pre-comp the thing that you've animated, and then you can just do it again and drag the position of this one up there. So you're able to actually, it gives you so much more control. So much more control.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All the good tips.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep going on that vein. I'm going to add position. I might want scale. I might want rotation. You can change these. I might. We'll see. Scale, rotation. We don't have rotation, and opacity. Here's where there's a little bit of scripting involved.
Don't be scared. It's okay.
Don't be scared. No, it's the easy kind. Easy, she said. Let's say I want the upper text to, I'm going to add a blur to it as well. Why not? We can add effects too. We go to window.
And for the cute suggestions, we got sandwich, muffins, teddy bear, specifically the face of a teddy bear, which I do like that.
Teddy bear face. Okay.
Not sure how ambitious you're feeling here.
I'm crying already. I've written them down. I won't forget. I'm going to grab the Gaussian blur, pop it on the upper text. Oh, I need colors too, please. Colors too.
Well, I always say green. I love green, so.
Okay. Something's going to be green. We've got my Gaussian blur. I've kind of done this mainly so I can get to the effects controls, but it's nice to have blur on there as well. Let's say you've gone and added an effects and preset and you kind of wanted to add this too. I'm going to re-click the solo supported and I can see it here. So I can add the Gaussian blur to it too. You can test that it's working inside here is better. That way you can see what the actual user is going to be doing. I'm also going to save because you should.
Oh.
I'm going to... That's the sound of someone who's lost work before.
Oh, yep. You nailed it. Always be sure to save, especially when you're starting out a new project.
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting donuts now, so I could see some donuts happening in the near future.
Is that Jack?
Umacorn suggested the donuts, it looks like, via emoji. So
I am surprised.
But yes, Jack is in support of donuts.
Okay, so we've got our Gaussian blur, we've got all of that jazz. Now we want to talk about the visibility thing. Now I'm in my effects controls. I'm going to right click while I'm over here, go to expression controls and go to checkbox. So it's literally going to work like an on-off switch. So I've got my checkbox control. If we go to solo supported properties, we can see that we've got the ability here. So if we drag it up into our upper text folder. Oh, wrong bit. That's literally what you were talking about a second ago. Now we can see our checkbox control.
Once you know it, you'll never forget it.
It's true. Even though I sort of did, but don't worry about that.
No, it happens. Now. It happens. Now you'll remember.
Yeah.
So, and now everyone in the chat will remember, more importantly.
Okay, through my foible, it's all right. But we've got our visibility. When we click it, it does do the thing, but it doesn't do it over there. The upper text is still visible. So how do we connect it? First, I have to tell it what I want it to connect to, which is the opacity. And I'm going to grab my pick whip, drag it up to the checkbox, and it's off, but it's still not doing anything. So we're going to right click opacity and go to edit expression. Now for this part, I'm saying, okay, you could totally just write this down somewhere, copy and paste it, so you don't need to remember it. But we're going to do dot value. So it's looking for the value that it's assigned to, which is visibility, which still doesn't do anything. Then we have to multiply it by 100 because it's looking for 1 and 0. It's got the binary thing going on. So multiply 1, 0. There we go. So now, if we click it on and off, ta-da!
Boom. We're working. It's working. And I would say, too, now is probably a good time to mention, if this is feeling a little intimidating with all the text, you can rewatch this stream anytime you want. Hit pause, take notes. I like to save any sort of expressions and this sort of stuff in like a Word doc or a notepad and just save it in a file on my computer if I ever come back to it. But definitely, this will be available afterwards and we can rewatch, replay, relive.
Thank you, Alex. Hello. That sounded like a whole M&S thing. I was digging that. So if you want to, let's say, make the color customizable, if you go to, if it's not already open the layer of your upper text. Under the text tab, there's an animate button. That's where you can go to fill and color. So the same as before, we just click and drag up the thing that we want to do. You can put it anywhere you like. I'm probably going to put it here. I might remove this part and add a U because I'm British. There we go. And I kind of like having stroke as well. So that's when you have an outline around things. Plus, it kind of works with the cutesy style. So I'm going to go to layer styles. Is that right? Yes. Layer styles, in case you didn't see that, I might have done it too quick. Right click your text, go to layer styles, and go down to stroke. So now I'm going to change the color up here to white, just so I can see a little bit better. And I've got this. I'm just going to re-hit the supported again. Find the stroke. There it is. And I'm going to pop the color and the size together. We could do the opacity, but we won't add too much.
Yeah, it's starting a lot of things to edit once you bring it into Premiere.
Goodness, yeah. It's nice having the ability to do the kind of stuff that you want to do. Because if you've done it and then you're like, oh,
Oh,
I'll have to go back and
perfect.
tweak it. Oh,
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
might add a glow to this as well. I don't know. A lot of things are going to be glowing because we're going to start adding some other stuff, plus some animations. At the moment, it's just on there, which is fine, but it can do stuff. Is the green too bright right now? We can change this up a little bit. These are horrible colors that I'm putting together. Hold on, let me make something. What goes nice with
We
green?
did have
Not
some
yellow.
we had some purples recommended.
Purple. Ah,
Um,
okay. Green on the inside, purple on the outside. I gotcha. Yep, better. We can see it. I kind
there
of
we
want a
go.
neon vibe. This is it. This is the one. Okay, so we've got our upper text. Let's say we want the lower text as well. I might be able to get away with duplicating this, but I'm not too sure about that, and I don't want to rock it like that. So I'm probably just going to make another one underneath. But Alex, I heard you had used to do Mogurts. Could I have just
I
duplicated?
did, yeah. So in my experience, and this could have changed. I haven't done a Mogrt in a little while, but as of like last year, I know sometimes if you were to just duplicate it, then you would have to also relink each of those expressions to a new um, piece within. I don't know the right word for that. So you do have to kind of go through and relink it. Otherwise, when you change it in the essential graphics window, it's kind of changing it for both of them.
Okay, let's quickly test that. That's fantastic. Yes. Okay, so
Oh,
they're
there we go.
separate. So now we can make another group. Because what I want it to happen is have text come out the top, text come out the bottom, and maybe I don't know, maybe I don't want to put the year, which is what I want to do. Maybe I want to write some text and I don't need the bottom half. So this is where the extra customizability is coming from. Did we get any shapes, by the way? Because at
Ooh,
the moment I've
I
got lots of
don't think so. What do you guys think? What are some of the shapes we can throw in here? I know stars was mentioned earlier.
stars.
Don't know that waffles and chicken wings is a shape, Mike,
Not a whole
but
chicken wing.
what kind of
And
shapes are you a fan of?
huh, no one said a heart yet, so I'm gonna go with a typical. A heart?
I mean,
Star is
Valentine's
good.
Day is only like a month away already, so
That's shocking, by the way. I, we just started
welcome
this
to
year.
2024.
Oh yeah. Let me hide this one. So if you are working and you are clicking solo supported, it kind of just does it for both of them. So that's a whole lot of stuff that you're seeing in one go. So a nice way to kind of stop that from happening is by temporarily hiding the one you don't want to see by clicking that hidden face thing. Ta-da! So I'm
All
just
right,
gonna
now,
remove the stuff together.
sorry. Oliver says triangle, Alessandra says circle, hearts. Yeah, we're in the right area. Gosh, I can't talk today. My goodness.
Okay, join the club. And we're just going to add all the other stuff that we had before. Many of them, most of them. Oh, and it's got the checkbox thing too. Does it work? Oh, it does.
Oh, look at that.
Fantastic.
It's
Oh my
been
goodness.
updated. I love that.
So cool. Let's grab the stroke because I know that's what I wanted. Probably the size and opacity. Anything else? We will animate this in a
Um,
bit.
let's see. Size. Are we going to want to be able to change fonts at all?
That's a good point. You know what? Fonts is the one thing that I'm not sure about. Do you remember fonts, Alex?
I'm to be honest, since I haven't done this in a while, full transparency here. I definitely know it's possible. Because
Hmm.
even if you bring it into Premiere, it'll let you know if it needs a font that's not supported on your computer. I don't remember it off the top of my head right now. Unfortunately, it's been a while. Sorry
Okay,
about this, guys.
so this is down for you lot in the chat because I know somebody knows it. It's your turn to teach me. I feel like I'm learning something new all the time.
Well, that's
Lower
why we're a
text.
community here. So,
I think that's something that I'm really grateful for. I know I've been on other streams before and someone will come in and say, oh, yeah, just press this key shortcut. And it's like, oh, amazing,
boom.
revolutionary. And scale and rotation. Why not? How do we do the font? See, I'm thinking about it now, and it seems like it might be a little bit more obvious than I'm thinking. I can't imagine it right now, but if somebody knows, let me know. We got the upper text, we got the lower text. I haven't animated them yet. We're just sticking stuff in the places. We can animate them once we've got them all together. Because at least then we can say, oh, we've added all the stuff to them. The user in Premiere can tweak them how they like. Now let me add the cool stuff to it. So when the user goes to do whatever, it will be there. So I got my upper text, my also upper text, lower in lowercase. And let me add some of these shapes you were mentioning. The only colors you lot have given me is green, purple, and super green. I'm not sure what super green is, but okay. So I'm going to grab my pen tool and start making some stuff. First with the easy one, the heart. Wait, somebody said a triangle? Oh my, wait, hold on. Isn't there a shape?
Have a triangle already?
There. Really? Do we have a triangle already? No, we don't. Okay. I've got a triangle. Get a triangle.
All right. Oliver's saying, isn't the font in the properties panel on the right when the text is selected? I believe so.
Are we able to just drag that in?
I remember it not being terribly hard. I feel like I'd need to pop open After Effects, but I don't know if that would kill my stream going on right now.
No, don't leave me. Don't leave me.
I have.
Because I see it, but I'm not sure how I would drag that over there because that doesn't look like a... Hold on, it was doing something that I wasn't expecting. It doesn't look like a click and draggable situation there. Enable font selection. Where did you see that? Where did you see that, Uma? Not in that part. I don't see it. If I'm going to keep my eyes open, it must be here. It must be here, but I just can't see it.
I just opened up a can of worms with that question, and that's my fault. I should have been ready for that one.
Out of all the things that I went over, that wasn't one of them, apparently. Okay, so I'm going to add a star. That's not a star. A star. I think I'm kind of happy with it looking kind of funky. Because, you know, when you go and see those things, they don't... No tea, no shade, but they kind of look... The wackier they look, or the more off they look... kind of goes with the flow, I think. So I've got this, and I want to give it a Gaussian blur. We're gonna animate that too. I'm just gonna add all the shapes and all the stuff. Normally, I would make all these assets in After Effects, import them in, and then do something. But since we're trying to keep it minimal, we're gonna do it all over here.
And Jack has come up with a solution to our font problem from the interwebs. So maybe we can try it. He says, next to source text layer, click edit properties, and there you can enable custom font selection.
Source text layer. Okay. Source text layer. Oh. Do you mean this bit here, Jack?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Click edit properties. I don't have edit properties, Jack. Oh, I clicked something. Wait a second. Add property to essential. No. Only reference once. I have it referenced once. Wait. Oh!
There it is. Yes.
Thanks, Jack. Okay. So, thank you, Adobe Live community.
There we go. Let's just retouch on how we got to that, because I'm sure people are going to want to be able to change fonts.
Yes. So to change your font, once you've dragged in your source text, which is this one for us right here, click on edit. My thing wasn't over far enough, so I don't think we saw the whole text. Click on edit. It's actually edit properties, and you can enable custom font, custom sizes, all the things. We'll say yes to everything. Why not? We don't know what we need. Could be too many, but that's all right. We'll work it out later, and you can always come back and tweak it after the fact.
There it is. And now we can change with those styles and everything as well.
That's super cool. Okay, so we've got a star, which has a Gaussian blur and all that stuff, which we're absolutely going to add to this thingamabobby briefly. Might call it shapes and stuff, but let's make a couple of shapes first so we can do some fun but simple After Effects kind of movement, just in case people aren't used to that yet. So we had a donut. which is two circles. I can get away with that. I can do a neon donut. Um, Probably shouldn't be the same color. Somebody said, oh, actually, I'm gonna class that as super green. If that is a green, that's our super green. All is better. Okay, there we go.
You ever wonder how they come up with all the names for Crayola crayons? This is how.
Ah,
Super green.
super
Perfect.
green. And in order for me to have made this into one shape, I had the previous shape selected, and that made the other shape go inside the contents. It kind of nested it in there. So if I wasn't already selecting that shape, it would make a new shape layer somewhere else, which isn't necessarily what I want because I'm making a donut. I want the shapes to be together. So as long as I'm clicking the same shape and then I make a new one, it will import the newest shape that I've made into the other one. So I'm going to call this donut. Just going to copy and paste the Gaussian blur. Nope, got a glow. We don't have a blur. A green donut for me. Green is in fact my favorite color. Yeah, hey. Oh, hello,
Also,
Naya.
green is a favorite here as well.
You and Alex are twinning.
Let's go. That is a bright donut.
It is.
I love it.
Okay, so we got a donut. It feels like we're making PlayStation symbols right now. But we've got triangle, donut. What else was there? Star. Okay,
I think we had a star.
let's get that star popping. Oh, Maya, I'm doing great. Thank you very much. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your year so far. We might be 8 days in, but I can still say Happy New Year. So Happy New Year. Let
At least
me.
for the whole month. Yeah.
Can you for the whole month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Oh, okay. I like
Why
it.
not?
If you've never seen that person, you'd be like, oh, Happy New Year. I don't
Look at this
think. Oh,
artwork here. Right as I say that.
I know. It's like we'll pretend like it never happened. Don't worry about it.
Still better than I can freehand, so I like it.
Thank you.
I do want to call out for anyone in the chat here that's kind of watching our streams. If you or anyone you know would like to be a part of the Adobe Live streaming community, there is an opportunity to nominate someone if you use the nominate tab on Behance in the upper right hand corner next to the chat box. Go ahead and send us your recommendations. We'll check it out, and hopefully we'll see you here next time. Look at these stars.
Oh, yes. I don't know. What should we have them do? I was going to have them just kind of,
Kind of like a
wiggle
wiggle,
from
I'm
side to side.
thinking.
Yeah. A wiggle. Maybe we can have one like, what? Oh, yeah, like, okay. So think of fireworks. No, is that a good idea? Kind of. Okay, so they're not there, and then they appear, and then they disappear. I'm sure there's a better way to describe that. It's like, I can only imagine it in terms of speed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I think so.
See?
Yes.
As soon as
So
you
we're gonna
answer
need to
back with
change
sound
the
effects, that's the one.
opacity.
Yep.
Opacity, maybe a bit of rotation or scale.
Opacity, rotation, and scale, all the things. And we want some cute faces, right? So we were saying a bear. This is a star. So
Omega says a cloud shape as well would be good.
Oh my goodness. Okay. The background that this is going on to, the video that we're using is quite dark, so we can totally go with black. I'm not going to add, I could, I mean, it doesn't take too long, but I probably won't. We can add the color changing aspect to these as well. Like the whole thing is editable. That's not a cloud. I can do it, yay.
Oh, the freehand skills.
Thank you. You think me and the pen tool are best of friends?
Better than I can do. So you're over in London. I'm here in Bend, Oregon. Where is everyone in the chat from, both on YouTube and Behance? I'd be curious to know where you're from and what your experience is in After Effects and what you might be using a Mogrt for. So let us know.
Okay, we got a cute cloud. Gonna do bear face. What was it? A muffin?
Oh, teddy bear face, muffin.
Teddy bear face. are some wild choices here.
I would try to draw a teddy bear face, and I just know it would not work out, at least not in the like 50 or so minutes that we have remaining here. That would just be the entire stream of me trying to draw a teddy bear face.
But you know,
But
at
I'm
least you would have
learning here watching you, like the easy way to do this stuff, just to make it really simple and not try to go too overboard with it. I like
you
it.
would have the chat support, you know. But at least be like, yeah, you can do it. Can do this. I don't do I want it? No, I don't want it full for that, but I do want the color. Okay, there we go. So I want this. I want I don't know. This might not be cute. This might not be cute. We're gonna okay, there we go. And like before, I am making it inside of the shape layer I started with, just so it knows to stay together. Should the eyes be black? Well, it's already a black background. I'd have to change the background to see that. I might not, but I don't want to. What color for the eyes? Maybe we could keep it together. I don't know. And then like a cute little mouth. Okay,
Like,
bear has small. What were you thinking, Alec?
loving it. My mind was going to kind of like a tealish color.
Oh, teal for the eyes?
Or yeah, I don't know. I'm open to ideas. I mean, we could go super green too.
Oh no.
I'd love to know what everyone else wants to see for eyes, but yeah, kind of like a teal. I don't know if it would work with the brown. Let the chat let me know. Black. I do like the idea of black, but we're gonna have a black background. Is that gonna be a tough one?
That could be a problem. I do want this to have a rounded end, so I'm just gonna stick round on it. So now it looks cuter. Yay. Okay.
There we go.
Round join as well, maybe. There we go. All right. Cute. Cute little face. Me to do the ears. We could do black. I could have like another set of circles inside the eyes.
Maybe a slightly darker shade of brown.
Yeah.
Just give it a little bit of contrast.
Also, Mike, that sounded really targeted. Excuse me. Let me lower this. You could put, yeah. I'm with you, Lauren. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Black pupils on top of the brown patches. And hello, Lauren. Hello to you as well. Thanks for being here. And while you're doing that, if anyone here is interested in podcasts, you should be. You should go check out Teresa Au's Adobe's podcast, and it's called In the Making. Go look it up on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. I've been listening to it for probably the last 6 months or so now, and I love it. There's just a lot of fun stuff on there, so go check it out. I'm curious, Pixipui, have you listened to the podcast?
No, but I saw it. I went past and I saw it. I didn't realize that she had so many on there. It was really cool to see that she's pretty much been able to talk to and cover so many different areas. There's a couple of her episodes that I really do need to listen to because it's really, really apt for the work that I'm doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun guests on there too. So
I got a goofy looking bear. It's not really cute. It's more goofy. But you know what? That's fine.
It's all right. That's okay.
Yeah.
We're supportive.
Thank you. Okay, let me get the ear.
We might need a name for the bear, though.
Okay, what is this bear called?
I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm just waiting for somebody to type Teddy.
Oh, no. Well, you know what? I'll accept it. I will accept it. That'll be the easiest thing you lot have suggested that I do.
Teddy.
Okay. Teddy. Teddy the teddy bear. And there we go. By the way, in order for me to make the computer render, I am just pressing the space bar because it's saving its energy and its space while I'm making this stuff. So if you are making a bit of a complicated shape, or maybe you've got a few of these on the screen at the same time. Oh, this is really cute. I need a little note. You can help yourself out a little bit by pressing the space bar if you want to see what it looks like. Oh.
All right.
Okay,
That
there's a bit too
it's
big, but
working.
it's cute.
It's getting there.
Yay. And it's put it in the wrong place. So I'm going to see if I can just copy this and paste it in the contents. You don't want to. Oh, I don't think I was in it. Okay. That's. Oh, okay. It's all right. We clicked the wrong thing. It's fine. It's
Undo,
fine.
undo.
Undo, undo. Make sure that I put it inside this thing. Because once I stick the glow on it, I don't want to have to fumble about by making an extra composition. We don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then, so far we've been basically kind of setting up and prepping our upper and lower text that we can change and manipulate, whether it's in After Effects for someone else or in Premiere as kind of a template with this Mogrt. And now we're making the shapes that it sounds like we're going to maybe do like a wiggle and kind of some opacity changes to it and just have some fun with it. And how many shapes are we going for here?
I think we've got these ones. We could go with these. Well, how much time do we have left?
Yeah, we got about another just over 50 minutes or so, or just under 50 minutes when we have to wrap up.
Well, because the other half isn't really going to be that hard. I feel like the After Effectsy part might be the most engaging part, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll do a couple more. Somebody just said After Effects is the new Illustrator. Yes. Okay, so we got a cute bear called Nigel. Someone said Nigel and Jeff.
Nigel,
And
aka
so
Jeff.
also known as Jeff, yeah. Like Prince, also known as the symbol. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Right.
This is actually really cute. Muffin. Alex, this is for you. Muffin, sandwich, or cute face things. We're gonna do all of them probably, but I have to,
Ooh.
like when people are like, oh, I'm blushing. I have the lines on my face.
I can just picture muffin, I think.
Muffin. Okay.
Yeah.
Muffin colors, Alex.
Ooh. Man. We already used the kind of pinkish purple tone. The question is, are we going for realism here or just for fun?
No, we're going for fun. Sounds like you're giving me a crazy color now.
Yeah, maybe kind of like a reddish tone. Like maybe, yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, I like that.
Ready pink. Okay, that's for the holder. Cool. We're going to assume the rest of this is going to be covered up then.
Do you have a favorite kind of muffin?
Oh, blueberry, actually.
Oh,
I'm very
same.
partial. Oh my goodness, yes. Alex, you got good taste.
I know, right? Oliver says a rainbow muffin.
Oh.
Stunned.
I'm thinking about how can we do this? We can do it. How? Oh, we can. But I'm trying not to touch Photoshop right now, just to make sure that you realize that we can do all of this in After Effects. We could do it via
or even just as simple
capping.
as even these lines here could be different colors or
Look at you making my job easier. Thank you.
I'm trying to keep it somewhat simple so we can stay on the Mogrt train and kind of just see everything that's possible here.
Thank you so much. Look at Alex keeping me on the light line, keeping me on task.
It's a party muffin. There we go.
Green? I feel like green is. The middle one should
like
be yellow.
It's like a confetti muffin, yeah.
Confetti! When we do actually get to the animation stage, we can reuse animations, and I'll show you how to do that. Which is very, very good if you know that you kind of want them all to have the same kind of thing going on. And then obviously, once we add the ability for us to edit the position and rotation, we'll be able to choose whereabouts it goes when we stick it inside of After Effects. Not After Effects, okay. Premiere. Okay. And then we need to add the top, which is kind of like a cloud. I'm just going to add a round butt. There we go. Save the work. Oh, I really like this. I feel like we're making neon signs.
It's fun. It brings the energy, the excitement.
Oh, yeah.
Curious how it would taste, but.
Well, Mike did just say frosting. Oh, no. Very sweet. That's not what we want to do. There we go. Frosting.
All right.
Okay, so they're kind of like around there, right? They could have like, is it sitting in it? Is it a chunky muffin? Like, I'm not sure.
I do like the rounded edges. Yeah, something like that.
I don't know what's going to happen at the top though. For some reason, I can't imagine a 2D muffin right now. What happens at the top? Is it like this? Oh, this looks
Uh,
like somebody's home baked pie.
yeah,
Right?
that's actually looking pretty tasty. We'll have to do a Muffin 301 class that's hosted by Pixipui.
It's okay if you can't cook a muffin in real life. We can make it in 2D and pretend like we ate it.
That's working for me.
Okay. Remember the truth. Does it look all right? We can make this a little bit rounded. It
That's a
looks like it's
cupcake. I love that.
a cupcake. I'm holding Alt just to allow me to round my edges a little.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cupcake.
This is looking great.
Thank you. So everything's got the little glow effect. I feel like we might have enough. I do want to add some of the stuff that people tend to put on their faces, which is like a mustache or the cute cat ears or something like that.
Mm.
Um, so let me quickly add a couple of more and then we can go for more. Wait, I've cooked muffins IRL. What kind of muffins? Please tell us. It always ends up in a food conversation at some point. I don't know how, but it always does.
And so, Pixie, we've definitely had more people hop into this stream since we first started. Could you give us kind of a quick recap of what we've done so far, as well as where we're heading next?
Yes. Hello, welcome. We are actually making Mogurts right now. So let me hide all of that stuff. We've just gone through how to make our text editable in Premiere by first going into Windows, Workspace, open Essential Graphics to give you this panel view. Once you've made your composition and jazz, you'll make a text layer by right-clicking, going to New, clicking on Text, write whatever you like, add cool stuff to it, and then you'll click up here. It will say, oh, what comp do you want to use? You'll be selecting the comp that has your stuff in it, and by adding groups and such to help you keep your work a little bit more organized, because eventually you might end up with lots of stuff. You're able to go and add the text that you want. You can change the color of the text, all of that jazz. And I know you're thinking, I could do that in After Effects already. Yes, you can, but this isn't for After Effects. We're making this available for us to edit, tweak, and change in Premiere Pro. So that means we can do all the cool animations that we want to do to this, stick it into Premiere Pro, and have it editable after the fact. Right now, thank you. Right now, thank you. We are doing something that I tend to normally do in Photoshop. For those that have seen me before, normally I have a Photoshop file with a bunch of assets in it, but we're skipping that just so we can show that you can totally do all of this in After Effects. So I'm making some cute assets that we're going to animate and give the ability to the whoever's using this template file to be able to turn them on, turn them off, maybe rotate them, move the position if they want to, because we want to make a kind of Purikura photo booth sticker compilation situation happening. So we've added a few different shapes suggested by the chat. I'm gonna stick in a couple of my own, like this one, which is cat ears, is what I'm claiming it to be. And we'll just assume that's what that is. I'm gonna do Control and D, just so I can move these over. Oh, there we go. Okay, you want one at a time? That's fine. Move it over like that. Transform. Hopefully it does just the one that I'm on. No, it did not. That's fine. I don't mind. And we'll move this one as well. Not that one,
Nope.
just this one. Is it this? It is.
There it
I'll
is.
get it. Isn't that? It just wants to move one bit. I don't really want to have to. Okay, I'm just going to do it again. It's fine. Sometimes it takes you less time to actually manually redo something.
I love that everyone kind of goes through these processes because that's kind of it. But we work through it.
It's true. It's really
now
true.
we have a more unique ear.
Yes. Don't want it to look exactly the same. Cat is...
If anyone has questions for Pixipui, be sure to toss them in the chat. It could be anything. It could be about Mogrts. It can be about After Effects. It can be about how to duplicate cat ears. So we're here for you. Send in your questions.
And my
we do
last
have about 30 minutes or so left, a little over.
We do? Hiya. Okay. Then we'll just keep it to these. I think this will be fine. All right. So we've got our upper text and our lower text. We will animate these in a second, but let's quickly animate something. We're going to start with... Oh. That question down in YouTube, I feel like that'll be really good for one of the mods. They might know that one. Let me start with this star. This isn't a star. This is a triangle.
And hello, Samantha. Good to see you in here. Welcome.
So let's talk about animation, and we're going to do it simply and have it repeat its thing. So we're going to have this one kind of toggle from side to side. I'm going to tilt it in the direction I want it first in the rotation, because that's where I want it to be. And then I'm just going to do minus the number that we had. Oh, it was a minus. I'm going to do the positive of the number that we had. Okay, cool.
Oh, there we go. And did you move the anchor point there so it would rotate kind of right in the middle of the ear?
I did, yes.
Was that where it was at? Yeah.
The anchor point determines where the action happens from. So if you want it to rotate from the top, put the anchor at the top, it will rotate from the top, which I kind of like, actually. Or in any other place. Let's say that we're happy with this, but we want it to be kind of jerky, like, and then immediately it's in the other position. We can right click this, go to keyframe, and do we see toggle hold? Nope, there we go. Toggle hold keyframe. So it means it's just going to flip without actually showing us the in-between motion. So it's just going to go
like that.
between that.
Yeah. All right. This is fun. I like this. Just a good time.
But speaking of time,
Seymour?
Cat named Seymour. Okay. We're going to formerly known as Seymour. There you go. The cat is formerly known as Seymour. We could copy and paste this all the way through, but we're not gonna. Here is one expression that you will remember because this is very helpful. Firstly, my first animation and the last animation, or the first position and the last position, are exactly the same. This is important for it to loop. We are going to add another expression. By holding Alt and clicking on the stopwatch, we are going to make a new line and start to type in the word loop. If we click loop out, click the brackets, now, even though I haven't done any other animations, as we can see, we haven't added any other keyframes, it's still animating as if we did. So we can do a simple animation, pop the loop on it, and know that it's going to do whatever we told it to do indefinitely.
That saves quite a bit of time. Worth noting.
It really does.
That's a good one.
This donut you won't be able to tell that it's rotated because we haven't added any other stuff to it. So we're going to do something else. I don't know, maybe we can make it bounce or something. So the triangle's doing its thing. I'm just temporarily hiding their visibility. 1, to help the computer. 2, just so we're not too overwhelmed with stuff. Moving my anchor point. I'm going to grab the position. Make it go up, and then make it go. We could just make it do the same thing.
Yeah,
take a little
bounce. Yeah.
Yeah. The tiniest bounce. Cool. But we're going to make it a little bit more interesting than that. So I'm going to go to my scale. For those that have done my other course type stuff before, I think you might know where this is going. Before we jump, we squish. When we go up, we're doing squash and stretch pretty much. Let me think. Let's see. So I'm going to keyframe my scale in both places. I've recopied my last frame because I think I want it there. And And let's say I want it to stretch because it's going up. And then when it comes down, we want it to squash. When it squashes, it gets wider.
I like that. That's fun.
And then it can go back to normal. Cool. I'm going to grab all of it together and press F9. Or if that's too many things, we could go to keyframe and go to easy ease. And I'm going to hold Alt and drag them together. This drags the animation within the same timing, but makes it either slower or faster. And I like this, but I want it faster. There we go. Great. And we're going to do the same thing that we did down with the triangle. I'm going to add that loop out, but probably to both of them. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to keyframe this position here so it actually knows where the end is. And we'll just add the loop out to both.
Penny Doodle says it adds so much personality when it's squashing and stretching, and I couldn't agree more. I was trying to think of a great way to word it, and that's perfect. It's the personality, it gives it character, just fun.
All about the character. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
this is
better.
it. That's the one. That is the one. Okay, we got the donut, we got the triangle. They aren't, by the way, even though they're in our composition, they're not actually in the graphic. So if we imported this into Premiere right now, we wouldn't see it. We have to manually go and add it because we have yet to do this. Okay, so I've got my donut. We've got a star.
Right now we're just kind of prepping everything, and then the last step it looks like in this process is then once everything's built out here, you're going to add it to that essential graphics panel, and then we'll have our Mogrt.
That's right. We've got this rotation, and we're just going to copy it, click on the star, and paste it. So now we've got that going on. Let me make sure it's not... There we go. Seeing too many. So now we don't have to animate it again. We've done it once. Just a rinse and repeat. Save yourself time. Gonna paste it on this one too, but my anchor was all the way down there, which meant it was acting kind of weird. So I'm going to paste it again while it's here. And I'm actually gonna flip this around. Do I like it that way? Pixie, you don't have time to be choosy. Let me see. Let me go into my cloud. I'm pressing the button U to allow me to see which things are actually animated currently. If you have a lot of different things animated on your layer and you want to see exactly which ones are, you're able to do it by pressing U, and it will show you everything that's animated at the moment. Nigel.
Yes. I think Nigel came out pretty good.
Yeah, the most concerning one. Nigel is going to scale in. We'll hit the scale. We know that's where it ends, so I'm going to copy and paste it. Do we want to copy and paste it? We'll see. We're going to put it on 0. We don't want Nigel to be there at first. Then I want Nigel to be there. I want Nigel to pop. And then disappear, pop, and disappear. So we've got Nigel. In order to make something pop when you're scaling, take its last position, copy and paste it, slightly go a bit bigger. You can then paste your last frame again, slightly go a bit smaller, and then paste your last frame again. Okay, so now we've got like a little
bit of overshoot kind of going on there.
Oh, hello. Alex knows overshoot. Yes.
Adding that personality, like
absolutely.
It just does so much more than just if you were to just go to one size. It just, I
think we're so used to seeing. Oh, thank you. We're so used to seeing things do so much more now. It's kind of it's small but a nice extra. Okay, so we've got this one, which doesn't loop, so we probably should. Make sure you alt click, stick loop out on it. And let's say I don't want it to come back immediately. Just gonna paste it being away for a longer amount of time. There we go. Great.
Love it.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
How much time do we have?
You've done
I'm
this
running.
before. Yeah, we got about probably another 20 minutes or so, and then we'll kind of do a short recap of everything we've kind of gone through.
Okay.
Yeah. How's that feeling? What do we got left?
We have the donut and the cat ears to do. Which is perfectly fine because I think I'm gonna hello. Oh, excuse me. Hold on.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining. We're taking a quick little pause. So far, we've been hanging out with Pixipui, and she's been teaching us all about how to do some of these graphics here in After Effects. Just simple little things that you can add some cute little animations to, some color, some blur. And then we're going to be talking about how to build that into a Mogrt that can be used in Premiere, or just for someone who's maybe less experienced in After Effects and just wants to change the text or change the color. And she's back.
Yes, sorry. My alarm was like, "Oh, you've got an Adobe Live to do." I'm like, I'm here.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was trying to be
technology.
helpful. Oh yeah, it was trying to be helpful.
Hey, it
Um,
happens.
and I'm just copying and pasting the other things that we've animated. So now the donut and the muffin, all the food related things
Uh,
are bouncing. We're happy. We find it delicious. We're ready for it. And cat ears. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to animate this one. What about if it's supposed to go on somebody's head? And then I could like try to make it match their head movement.
maybe like a little bit of wiggle, kind of like this sort of thing.
Like
I don't
that?
know.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. I wonder. So we could animate both of the paths in a separate way. Can we? Oh, we might be. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. So we're going to go to the path, make sure it's the right one. It is. Click on the next path, make sure it's the right one. It is. And let's say this is where it starts. I'm going to copy and paste the position because I'm not using the toggle holds. This is old school animation things. To make it stay where it is, just paste the same frame again. And then in the frame right next to it, I am going to make sure I grab that whole path. Can we see it in the graph editor? Oh my goodness, we can. I'm going to pop a keyframe down. See what it does with it. Not much. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to manually move
Ooh, I
this a
like
little
what you're
bit.
doing here.
Thank you. Oh, I take it the anchor must be somewhere else. Okay, so the anchor's all the way down there. I don't think I can control this anchor. Can I can! Okay, so I can move the anchor. Amazing. I'm gonna go back to the path. I think I need pen on. That might be. I'm just gonna move it like this. And I've already moved this one over. So if we take a look, cool. Fab.
There you go. Yeah, just a little bit. I like that.
Yay. And this one are the first two, so we can pop these down, open this up. Half there, half there. And we will need it to loop at some point, but we know how to do that, so that will be okay. Pop, pop. Oh, hello.
Oh, we have an extra.
We do. That's so one of them days. Which one do you belong to? Let me find out. Okay, none of them. So I'm just gonna grab this and I might tweak it later when we can find
Yeah.
it. If we can find it. If we can. If we can't, oh well.
We can always come back.
Yes, this is very true.
And speaking of coming back, yeah, anyone who's joined in, if you missed the beginning, hanging out with Pixipui here, these will be stored, archived on both YouTube and Behance. So be sure to rewatch, follow along at your own speed. And we got probably, yeah, a little bit left, maybe 25 minutes or so.
Okay.
If anyone's got questions, now is the time. Throw them in the chat, and we'll be sure to get those answered for you.
I'm committed to it. I'm gonna, like how no one knows that it's a mistake until you say it is. That's
Yep.
what we're going to treat this like. That was meant to happen. So I'm just going to put loop out in all of the stuff and we will have them all do the loop. Can you not loop? Oh, it's not a function for this. Because it's a path and technically the path one doesn't really
Custom
have,
path.
yeah, it's not really the same. So we can go old school with this and literally just copy and paste it from here. It's not the ideal. It's not the ideal,
It'll
but
get it done, you know.
it will get it done. And it absolutely is not going to be on the screen for a very long time. I've decided now, just because we had to do this, it's not going to be on screen for long, if it even is at all. Okay.
And we did make lots of options here, so
We really
we got
did.
choices.
We do. Now I've got to remember how we add those choices in. Fun. So we've got cat ears, we've got stuff, they're moving, they're doing stuff, everybody's doing something. Great. So making sure that we've saved our work, we've got our upper text and lower text available, including the font is able to change. We've got our triangle, our donut, and everything else. So now I'm going to make a new group and I'm going to call it assets. And let's make sure that we can't see the text because we don't need to see that at the moment. And it's going to be a lot because we have quite a few different files already on the screen. So I'm going to hide all of these too. And we'll start with triangle first.
One
So
at a time.
absolutely. Especially if you're doing as many as I am. I'm trying to make this like the main hub that we never need to go and touch ever again. We'll click solo supported properties. And I know that I'm not going to let me use the glow. It's fine how it is. Now it is. We're going to add the position. Oh, we could change the name, but it seems self-explanatory. So we've got the position, we've got the scale, and we've got, do we want anything else? We're going to add the opacity via the checkbox.
Right.
Because what if we don't want
to
it?
enable it, you know, on or off, right?
Exactly. So make sure you've got the layer that you want available to hide the visibility via a checkbox. You could just do it with the opacity slider, but we're trying to be really cool. So in the property or project section over here, the effects controls, right click, expression controls. And once you do it once, just copy and paste it from another one so you don't have to do this again. Checkbox control. We can see it's already popped up there. Gonna add it in. Nope, wrong bit. There we go. Add it in. And say visibility. And here is where we connect the opacity to the checkbox. Right click opacity, go to edit expression, do dot value times the multiply or the star symbol, 100. Now we've got the star. I think I'm happy with all of that because we've animated these ones. If anything, we might add an animation to the text. We'll see if we've got time. Otherwise, don't worry about it too much. We've got this triangle visibility. I could add another group. I might try to keep it all in one, but I think you can see where we're going with this. Now I can move it wherever I want to move it. I can change the scale wherever I want to change it to. It's really, really cool. It's actually
You can
really
do a
cool.
lot.
Yeah.
Without having to know After Effects for other people, you know, when they come to look at this template.
Yeah.
Lots of options. Which is why you're building it all out now, right? Because it's easier to just kind of have all those options now and be able to change them later as opposed to have to redo the whole Mogrt file.
Exactly. That's really not what you want to do. Right now, I've copied the checkbox control and I've pasted it in all of the ones that I'm going to need to put it in. So if we're doing it in order, we're doing the donut now. Let's pop open what we can use. We could add the color. I'm not going to, just for the sake of time, but we could add the color. But the main things I want to do, since we're talking about position and scale and stuff, we are going to add it, but I don't know what happens if we add it like this because it's already kind of doing something. So let's put Pixi's spin on it. We're going to pre-comp this. Pre-compose. I'm going to call it the donut mover. So if we do the solo supported, I can probably paste this checkbox in here. There we go. If we do the solo supported, now I can drag in my position. We will change its name, but you can see it's moving the donut without me having to worry about the animation I just put on top of it. So now it's nice and
Right.
cool.
And that animation, the animation's still there and you can move it around.
Exactly.
Pre-compose.
Oh, yeah. And donut visibility.
Don't give up, Pixie.
Thank you.
Oh, so good, Alessandra. I
These
love a
puns.
good pun.
Wade would be very proud. Donut skull. Oh, we forgot to add the checkbox here. And let's make sure we edit this as well. I can probably copy this now that I've done everything else that needs to be copy and pasted. Check that it works. Great. Oh, yes. Okay. We've got the scale. Good. Position. Good. Save the work. Good. Okay. And on to the next one.
All right. We got about probably another 12 minutes or so, and then we'll kind of do a recap. Spend the last few minutes doing a recap and figuring out where people can find you and follow you. So what can we get done in the next 12 minutes or so? 10, 12 minutes.
A lot. A lot, she says. We're just going
I
to pop
believe
it
it.
all
Look at all the
open.
shapes we made.
Oh, yes. In fact, let me just go and grab these. Then the cloud car cat. Doing the cat ears. We're taking the position. Cat ears position. Good. Make sure it's inside the folder. I'm not even worried about the visibility now because we don't have time. We could, but we're not thinking about it. So it's all good. Right, there's a lot of... Oh, this one's also got some stuff going on, doesn't it? Okay. Cupcake, we have to pre-compose.
We're ambitious.
Oh, yes. Always.
The good news
Cupcake.
is, I mean, it's pretty much a pretty similar process for each of these. We're kind of getting the whole example of how to animate it and then also bring that animation in and still be able to move it around, which
Absolutely.
is awesome.
Totally awesome. Nigel? Oh, right. Nigel's on a scale. I was like, where's Nigel? I don't see you. Oh, right. Yeah, there we go. Nigel position. Cloud position. I'm just clicking P because I know position's acceptable. So I don't need to go into anything else. I don't think we moved the position. Good. We're just assuming everything's cool. Great. We're happy. I think everything's been added that I can see over here. Let's save that. And we've got our lower text and our upper text as well.
Perfect.
So now, once you've done whatever it is you're going to do, or you've animated your text, or all the wonderful stuff that you're going to do to it, you click on Export Motion Graphics Template. And you're greeted with this box where it, one, allows people to know things. You can add keywords, which could be helpful if they need to know mainly what's in it, stuff along those lines. Save it in your folder or somewhere. I'm going to call this a mug. And if you do have some fonts that maybe the other user doesn't have, it will let them know that maybe they've got to download it. And the Adobe of today, if it's an Adobe font, it will say, oh, do you want me to install it? Which is super, super cool. We're just going to pop into Premiere now.
All right, little program switch. Now we get to see the other end of it.
Yes. If your Premiere doesn't look like mine, click up here in the top right, go to Captions and Graphics, and you'll have this window available. To import the Mogrt you just made, in the bottom right corner, there's a little window with a plus sign. If you click that, find your folder and press open. Ta-da! There's your Mogrt.
There it is.
Now I've got my video. I'm just gonna press O, so it should loop itself. Now, my Mogrt was made with a Instagram reel in mind, and this video is too big. I did mention we were doing cut downs. So if I go ahead and drag this on top, what I'm also going to do, is render the in and the out. Since we've got quite a short video, this shouldn't take too long. But if you find that either your video isn't playing or it's not doing what you expect it to do, take a few seconds for it to pre-process it. So it can kind of be like, oh, I know what's happening. I can just put this on screen. I don't need to render it in the moment. So we can see that I've added the stuff, but you can't really see it because it wasn't designed for this size. So let us tweak the thing. By going up to sequence, go to sequence settings, you've got frame size, and you're able to pick what size you want to do it for. Now, this was designed for 1080 by 1920.
Verticals. All the socials.
Oh, yes. All the socials.
There it is.
Now we can see our stuff, all the things, but the video doesn't fit. So what we can do is go to scale and just scale it up. There we go. So now this looks really good. So now we've got this, but if you've got a video like mine, where there's a lot of movement and you do want people to see the other stuff that's going on, you can hide some very subtle animation. Yeah, there's animation everywhere inside your Premiere stuff. So under effects controls, I'm just going to click the position. And when it moves here, it's supposed to show me. So I'm going to move this over. And if we time it right and add an ease on it, it will look like it's a casual movement. That's not it, but if we get it, it will be great.
Whoop.
And then
you're so great. I love this.
Fun.
So fun.
There's just so many things that you can do. All the trickery. I think it's supposed to probably stay on her for a bit longer. There we go. And should be somewhere in the center.
Oh yeah. So we got maybe another four minutes or so, and then we'll kind of do a recap about everything that's going on. But it looks like we're almost there. We've made the Mogrt, we've brought it in, we've made all the shapes.
But let's say we want to move where the Mogrt is now, because it's there. But what if we don't want it all over there? What if we want the stuff in other places? What you can do is when you click on edit, make sure you've got your Mogrt selected. You can see all the groups that we made. So now if I go to assets, I can still want the star. There we go. I can move the star.
Amazing. So awesome.
Right?
And really simple to do for the most part, with the exception of maybe kind of figuring out a little bit of codes, which, you know, go back, rewind, take note. Other than that,
please do.
Not terribly difficult. This is so fun.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Plus, thank you very much, everyone, for giving me these ideas of stuff to make. Because Nigel the bear, iconic now. Nigel. Keep it over there.
I love Nigel.
But I didn't make it.
I'm glad we gave him a name. It feels more real.
It does, doesn't it?
And then we have our text, as well.
We do.
All the options, including fonts and bolds.
Funny. Which is so cool, by the way. Thank you very much, because knowing how to add the rest of it is really awesome. 2024, can you believe it? We're in 2024. Oh, wow. Let's move the position over here. Move this other position over here. We can change the stroke. We can make the stroke size bigger, smaller. We can change the opacity. Maybe we don't want it at all. I don't know. And we can do the scale, which I was trying to do. There we go. 2024. This really feels like one of those, hi, we've just gone out to like the central of London and we just found this cool little thing where we can add stickers and stuff. Yeah. So there we go.
Fun. Yes. Awesome. So much fun. A lot of learning too. A lot of stuff happening here. So if anyone has missed it, obviously the replay will be on YouTube as well as Behance. But let's go ahead and give kind of a quick recap of everything we talked about. I'll let you do the recap, but I know some of the things that I took away from it. How to do checkboxes for Mogurts. That's a big one. If you want to turn something on or off, you can kind of
Yes.
link it to a property, turning it on and off. Let's see, what else did we talked about the fonts. We talked about how to just select properties and build them into a Mogrt file that we can take into Premiere. And then we also talked about how to make all kinds of cool shapes. So,
Mm.
Pixi, take it away. What did I miss? What was our full overview here?
Okay, so our full overview today was one, making Mogurts in total, in like the basics of making Mogurts. We pretty much went over most of that. We learned how to add text, change the font, change the color, change the stroke, change the size, change the rotation, change the scale, like all of the translate situations. We learned that for the text. We've also learned that we can animate our Mogurts and import the animated asset into our Premiere Pro program without having to worry about it acting weird. So, as well as the text, even though we didn't animate our text this time, the same way that we animated the star and the donut and the rest of it, we could have actually done that to the text and then added it to our Mogurt and it would have still animated itself, which is awesome. We found out that any animations we do will be imported over and anything, any asset, any file, any path, any shape, we can have its color, style, anything go one, be imported, and two, be customizable, and three, we can add effects and have the effects also be customizable by the user in Premiere Pro.
Wow, that's a lot. We covered a lot,
Woo.
including, that pre-composition of making this all work, which is key. Um, Pixi, you are a wealth of knowledge for all the things you've done for the Adobe community, and thank you so much for all the Adobe community here. But Pixi, where can everyone find you, and where's the best place to see all your work and learn from you?
I think the best place is probably my Behance. Check out Pixipui at Pixipui on every social media device, whichever one it is, it's always me. You'll be able to find me there teaching either animation, like Animation 101 on the Adobe Live channel or on Instagram and other places. But I think, to be honest, Behance and YouTube under Pixipui is probably the best places to find me.
Excellent. Do you have a favorite shape that we created here today?
It
I'm
has to
curious what
be,
everyone's favorite shape is, by the
it's
way.
the bear. It's the bear, Jeff.
That the bear, yes, I know somebody recommended that too. There was a couple people in the chat who called out the teddy bear, which we were a little concerned about, or maybe I was, but you handled it. I was like, "Ooh, bear, okay, we're getting ambitious." You took control and you made it happen, and it's been really fun hanging out with you here. I think that's probably all we have going on for the time being. Looking at this, it looks like it came out great. We can edit the text. We can see all the fun animations happening. Pixipui, do you have anything else you want to add?
Um, no, just Happy New Year. Keep trucking, have fun creating. Can't wait to see the stuff that you lot make.
Excellent. Well, thanks to everyone here in the community that participated in the chat. You guys and gals are the ones that made this really come to life and giving your suggestions, and Pixipui being just on her toes, ready to create teddy bears and all sorts of shapes. The community, you guys are really what makes this the most fun. And I was happy to be here, Pixi. I know you were happy to be here as well, and we hope to see you again. Coming up next, we have Omar El Takori as well as Paco Siller. They're going to be talking live streaming and using StreamYard to take your Adobe content farther using the Adobe Creative Cloud. That's all I have, Pixi. It's been super fun hanging out with you. I hope we can do it again. And yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.